Hey, what's up everybody? This is Tony with Lido Loca, and this is some version of Lido Loca Live. Maybe we'll call it Lido Loca Live News, but it's a Friday night. Happy Friday to everybody. Look, it's been a crazy day. We are working hard to get ready to move down to Florida, and I spent most of the day at the auto dealership, but I did not want to go without taking you guys into that cruise life a little bit today. And so I want to cover this story I found pretty interesting to me about a Titanic star saving a man adrift at sea. Now, you know it wasn't Rose, and so I'll tell you the story. But before I get into that, I do see there's some people in the chat. So it's the first time I'm here by myself. First time I'm going live like this to do some news. So I don't know how it's going to go. Bear with me. But what's going on, everybody? I saw some people in before the stream started. What is up, Ellen? Hey, girl. What is up, my man? Joe Flanagan, how are you? Live, Love, Cruz, Shayla Brooks, Plump Travelers, TCU, Pepito, Karen Bookout. What is going on, Tim? What's going on, Bonnie Brown? All right. Let's do a little news just in case. So this is a little experiment. I question whether or not the robots at YouTube find live streams the same way they find recorded videos. So I did my part. I gave this video a real sexy title that the robots would like, and now I'm just watching to see if it works the same way as a regular video. So let me give you the news first, and then hang loose. I'll answer some questions. We'll talk together after it, but I got a couple news stories for you. So let's just treat it like the news, and then we'll jump into the conversation. Is that okay? Are we good? Are you guys with me? Okay. First of all, you may have heard the story. My buddy Don covered it well yesterday. Leonardo DiCaprio saved a man from the ocean off of the island of St. Bart's. Now, the story's pretty simple. This was a Club Med employee. Apparently had a little too much to drink, and he went into the water, and at the worst possible time, there was a storm hitting the area, and many of the ships, the rescue boats, and all the ships that were in the area, they hightailed it back to port, except for Leo DiCaprio's boat. He heard that there was a dude out in the water, and he went for it. He searched the seas, and he found this guy, and this guy had been treading water, wait for it, for 11 hours. 11 hours. So yes, normally you don't get a story where somebody goes overboard in the water that long that gets recovered successfully, pulled them out of the water, gave them some food and drink, turned them over to the Coast Guard. Leo DiCaprio, a hero. And the thing that I found ironic about the story, of course you saw it there in the title, you saw it on the thumbnail. Of course it was Leonardo DiCaprio who saved somebody from the sea, because you know if the shoe would have been on the other foot, Rose would have let that poor dude drown. I really wanted to spice up that thumbnail a little bit and put like some thought captions with Jack going, hey look, there's a dude in the water, we should help him. And you know Rose would have just looked at him and said, so? I'm glad the story ended well. Leo DiCaprio, you're a hero. What's funny is that the debate rages on whether there was enough room on the board at the end of Titanic for Jack to have lived. Many people believe that there was, that Rose was just being selfish. And what was funny was last week, Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio's co-star in that Quentin Tarantino movie about Hollywood, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he received, I believe, some sort of award. And in that award speech, he mentioned Leo, and one of the things that he said all these years later is that he would have made room on the board, on the door for Leo. So that's this whole Rose Jack, enough room on the door is something that lives on in pop culture, something that lives on in the public consciousness. something that's even in Brad Pitt's mind. It's probably kind of cool, right? So yeah, a great story, and it's good to see people using their means and their abilities to do good things. And so big ups to Leo DiCaprio. So that's one news story here at Lido Loca Live. Let me give you another, and then let's just jump into the conversation. If you're here watching the show on the replay, appreciate you stopping by. Consider subscribing. Consider hitting that like button if you're getting anything out of the show. And check out some of our other videos and come join us whenever we go live. That's usually Tuesday night, and who knows, maybe more often if you guys dig this. All right, the other story that's interesting to me, this is a headline that caught my eye. The first cruise ship to touch all 7 continents just set sail. Sounds pretty exciting. The trip will take 140 days. Talking about a ship that left Fort Lauderdale on Monday, it's Seven Seas Silver Whisperer ship. This ship will sail around the world for the next 4 months, and it will end in Amsterdam on May the 25th. 62 destinations in 32 countries on all 7 continents. Now, you may be asking, if I can get 4 months off or 140 days off, how much is that going to cost me? Well, you can get a nice entry-level cabin for $62,000. That's a lot of coin. Now, I'm assuming maybe if you're a retiree or, that could be cheaper than living in a condo or something like that, but that only gets you through about not even quite half the year. But I tell you what, $62,000 if you want to be like a schlub, if you want to be on the 3rd class, if you want to do it right, if you want to live that high life, $240,000, almost $250,000 for a suite. But I tell you what, if I could afford it, I would do it. Sounds like a lot of fun. All 7 continents, including Antarctica. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. All right, well, that, look, it only took 6 minutes to cover the news. Again, a little bit of an experiment just to see if the robots will push people over for a couple of cool news stories. But the real fun thing that can happen here after the news is to see what's going on in the chat. Now, here's a question I want you guys to mull over. I've been thinking about this a little bit. Solo travelers out there, solo cruisers, you have to pay double for the most part. You have to pay some sort of solo supplement. And I've heard a lot of frustration. I've heard of a lot of angst. And part of me, I say to myself, well, it would be cool if solo cruisers could just pay the same price as one person. But my question is this. Do you think if cruise lines remove the solo supplement, if people would just book 2 cabins for the solo price? So say Jenny and I were going to go on a cruise. There wasn't any penalty for us booking solo. I might be tempted to book 2 cabins next to each other, like book 2 balconies and open up the balcony in between and have 2 cabins without any solo supplement. So do you think that what do you think the cruise lines could do to not sock it to the solo traveler, but protect themselves from people doing the double booking like I would be tempted to do? Would you be tempted to do that? Let's put on our thinking caps. King for a day, queen for a day. What would you do? All right, I'm going into the chat. Wow. What's going on over here? I'm going to move the chat over so I can see it gooder. Is that proper English? Speaking of English, did you guys hear that some of the royal family quit? Who is it? Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. They said they don't want to be on the senior royal family anymore. That means they're going to get all their money cut off and they're going to move to Canada and live off their own money. How do you like that? I don't know. I've watched some of those Crown shows and it seems like a lot of fun to be a royal. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes along with it, but free money for life doesn't sound like a bad thing. Crazy. All right. I'm going to go as far up to the top of the chat as I can go. All right. I can see Joe Flanagan says, nice hat. Yeah, look, I need a haircut, right? So look at this mess, right? It's all over the place. So I thought I would sport my Charlotte Checkers since I am short-lived here in Charlotte. I'm sporting my Charlotte Checkers. They won the AHL championship last year, and the arena is about a mile from my house. So yes, mad props to the Charlotte Checkers for, I don't think they're doing as good this year, for winning the championship last year. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Bonnie Brown, what is going to... Oh yeah, it took the ship so long to go back and search for the man. I think they went right away, but they just couldn't find him. A lot of people took off. Vita said that Leonardo DiCaprio is a beautiful man. I couldn't argue with that. Let's any Leo fans out there, what's your favorite Leo movie? The one that popped in my mind when I asked that question is The Basketball Diaries. That's a great movie. Jason Cunningham, what's up? Melissa Hayes, how's it going? Moto Rider, hello Tony from the UK. What is going on? Lisa 1967, hello. Mariah A. Anybody got questions out there? Larry and Ananda. Oh, they changed their name. They are the Plump Travelers. Robert Rayburn, what's going on? Michael Sherman, Traveling Gilberts. All right, I'm scrolling through looking for questions. Ooh, oh no, Mama Joe. Somebody might have been under a tornado watch today. Uber Cruisers in the house. What is up? Good day to you in Australia. Hope you guys are doing well. I saw somebody else from Australia too. I know the time is really weird, but man, I hope you guys are doing good. I mean, the time's not weird. The time's just different from us. Joanne Blakesley, I rarely catch the live and usually have to watch the replay, so it's a nice change. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it'd be cool. I've been thinking about this from a live perspective. Like, I don't think I would go live every day, but I certainly do like to make cruising content every day. And this is a little bit more accessible on a daily, just to sit down in front of the computer and sit down in front of the camera and share some information with you guys and have a conversation. So, I don't know. I like it. Yeah, I wonder, like, before the... can somebody tell me before the Seaside video ran, was it me? I don't know why there was such a lag, but when I saw the thing go live, it looked like it was me getting ready to go live, which was interesting. Just want to point out, over here, there's some boxes, so there's some packing going on. How about that? It's actually happening. We reserved our truck today. We reserved people to help us with the move, so it's no going back. Joanne, $62,000. She'll take 3. Chump change. That's right. It's only 60. That's so expensive, right? Let's see. Cruise Balcony TV WDW owner. We're heading south on Wednesday. Seahawks. I don't know anything about the NFL. I was at the casino and I saw a game between the Saints. Was it the Saints and the Seahawks that ended in overtime? Are we getting close to the Super Bowl? I don't know. Moto Rider, why should Solo get cheaper cruising? Just because I don't think it's fair that they have to pay for 2 people. Like, one person only has to pay for one person if you can get somebody to go with you. So I feel bad. Like, there's people that want to cruise that don't have a shipmate to go with, and they get penalized. I mean, not everybody's got somebody to cruise with. Yeah, Terry, I haven't packed much of this stuff yet, but I'm going to pretty soon. It'll probably be gone by Tuesday Night Live. It's like a roller coaster here. Whoa. Man, let me show you this thing that I found at Walmart the other day. These 2 smart LED bulbs. I was shopping for something different, and I walked past like an end cap with this, and this was only $20. And I was like, oh, this looks cool. But these have Wi-Fi in them, and let me show you what they can do. This is kind of neat for me. Hold on. I'm nerding out a little bit. I don't know exactly what I want to do with this, but I put it in this light back here. I just have it on white light right now. Gotta let the network connect. Check this out. I can make it brighter. Just look brighter. Or I can make it darker. Look at that. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. That's kind of cool, right? And but then they also have colors in it. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. Bum, bum. It's like Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Don 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 don. I don't know, kind of neat. Again, I need to do a better setup with it, but I like the fact that that I can, because this light. I was just I watched a live stream today of this channel called the Live Streaming Pros. And I asked them to look at our live stream, and that was one thing that they mentioned, is that this light was too bright in the back. And I agreed with them, and I'm like, let me put that bulb in there. And so now I can kind of bring it down and take it up. I don't know. All right, I'm nerding out a little bit. Yeah, that's what you get when it's just me. You're going to get a little tech talk, too. And I got a spinner. When did these go out of style? I just found these when we were packing. All right. Plump Travelers. I don't have a link. It was a Walmart, but I'll see if I can find a link on Amazon. Oh, AJ, your ringtone is the Close Encounters. That was one of the first things I watched on, first things I ever learned on the piano. Your audio is. Can everybody hear and see me? What's going on, Ian? Refresh, buddy. Of course, if you can't hear or see me, you're not going to hear me. Yeah, TC Papito. I did see that. Like that, you can do something with Google and tell it to turn it on and off. I don't know. I hope so. Where's Jenny? I don't know. I don't know where Jenny is. No, I think she's working on travel stuff. So she's been packing all day. So yeah, she was packing today. I took one of our cars, the Volkswagen. It's got like 90,000 miles. Took it for its 90,000 mile oil change, and I just to get the thumbs up that it was okay for the 10-hour drive down to Florida. And so that was my day. And then Jenny's been booking travel like right and left. I mean, the girl's a beast when it comes to travel booking. She's excited about moving too. I can't. I'm ready to do it. I just got to get this stuff packed up. That's weird, Ian. Ian can't see me. I went all John Cena on Ian. You can't see me. Ellen, she knows that you love her. She knows that you love her. Yeah, so CMPJ519. I have not watched I don't know. I have no recollection of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I know that I must have watched it as a youth on HBO. I feel like it was one of those things that played on HBO a lot, and so I do have a faint memory of laying on shag carpet in the basement of my home in Bloomington, Illinois, which had to be like, I don't know, 1979. I don't know when that movie came out, but I feel like that's where I saw it, was on the floor watching HBO. Let me look up Close Encounters. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. What year did that movie come out? 1977. So I do feel like I probably laid on the floor in the late 70s on shag carpet and saw that movie. I lost the chat. Where'd the chat go? All right, there it is. There it is. Ooh, Joe took a break from building his new business venture to watch. Thank you for coming around. Thanks for coming around. All right. How early? Okay, Chrissy C. How early do you recommend getting to the comedy show on the Sunrise? Man, there was always a line. You know, I'm probably thinking on the Vista where there was a huge line. I like to get to the comedy show probably, I think they'll normally open the door at 45 minutes till or a half an hour till. I am always there that early because I like my choice of seats. I'm very particular about where I like to sit. So I'm the same way on the theater. If I'm going to go to the show and it starts at 9:30, I try to get there as soon as they open the doors, which I feel like is a half an hour in advance. I might be getting it confused with another line, but as early as you possibly can. That's what I like to do. Yeah, I don't like to get stuck watching the screen. That's true. Let's see. Have a question. Off subject. I hope you can help me out. I have a passport card. Can I get off the ship in Mexico and Cozumel at other ports? Yes, with a passport card, you can get off the cruise ship. It works really well as an ID. The only challenge with the passport card is if you have to fly out of Mexico, you cannot. And so I always recommend carrying the passport book. I know the card can be a little bit cheaper, but for just best practices for me is I carry the book so that I can fly if I have to. Now, most of the time you're not going to. Not that many people get stuck in a foreign port, but that would be the worst case scenario. So I just carry the book. I'll carry the book. James Danielson, first cruise on Sunday, NJC, new ship. What should I expect on the first day? On your first cruise, I would expect a little bit of chaos. I say that there's 3 times on the cruise where it can be super stressful. One is embarkation day, especially your first embarkation day. Everything's going to be new. There's not much else like it. You're going to get to the cruise port. They're going to usher you into the cruise terminal. You're going to have to go through security. It's very similar to what you do when you go to the airport. But then, depending on their process there, they might put you in a holding area and then let you on the ship. They might put you right on the ship. You might have to go to a counter and get your ship card. It just depends. You say you're going on the Encore. I don't know what the process is on NCL, whether they have the cards for you at the door or whether you pick them up before you get on the ship. But you're going to have to do that. And then, depending what time you get on this ship, your room may or may not, your cabin may or may not be ready. So if you got carry-ons, you might have to carry that around. They're going to try to get you to go eat somewhere. And so I don't know what the options are on the Encore. I know that there's probably like a buffet that's open. But what we always recommend to people is find another restaurant that's open, because the buffet is going to be the busiest place on the cruise ship. Maybe find an alternate place to go eat and wait for your room to become available. And then sometime in the afternoon, usually right before the ship is supposed to leave, you have to go to the muster drill. And the first time you go to the muster drill can be a little weird also. But basically, you have to go somewhere. They're going to show you where your lifeboats are. They're going to show you how to put on your life jacket. And then, finally, after all that's done, the cruise really kind of gets underway. So the first day is a little chaotic. It can be a little bit stressful. But the big takeaway there is get through all that stuff, and then just relax. I like to unpack my suitcase. I like to have a nice casual dinner. I like to explore the ship a little bit. And so it's going to be a wonderful experience, but it's going to be something completely new that you have to deal with. And so, yes, that first day is going to be a little crazy, and then the last day could be a little crazy too. But you'll be fine, man. I hope you have a great first cruise. A great first cruise. Let's see. Oh, why does this vlog have subtitles? I don't know. Is it doing well at telling me or doing my words correctly? Am I enunciating well? Yeah, James, so 21 restaurants, not all of them may be open for embarkation day. So go on there, maybe go on a forum or something and see who... Somebody out there is probably going to tell you what restaurants are open, but yeah, find one other than the buffet. Greg loves to cruise. I've never been on the Carnival Pride. What are the do's and don'ts? My major do's and don'ts for Carnival is just basically what I said about NCL. I would avoid the buffet on the first day. But I mean, there's nothing crazy. You know, you're gonna get sold a lot of stuff on the first day, so just be aware of that people are gonna be trying to sell you drink packages and dining packages and all that kind of stuff. But you know, I avoid all that. Again, on Carnival, I try to find a restaurant that's not the buffet to eat at on the first day. Like I might go and go to Pig and Anchor if they have that. The Lido restaurants will be open, like Guy's Burger and the Blue Iguana. Sometimes they end up sitting in the buffet, but I'll go to one of those Lido restaurants. And so I think, I don't know, I don't think the steakhouse is open, but yeah, definitely I would find something that's not that. But you're going to have a great time on Carnival. There's not a lot of don'ts. And it depends what kind of cruising you want to get into. I can't think of it. Nothing jumps out at me that I would say don't do. Let's see. Oh, good. Emily says it's following my words correctly. Do I remember my first cruise, and do I remember what it was like for me? Yes, my first cruise was on the Carnival Fantasy back in April 2017. And it was magical. I was super excited. We had talked I'm super close to my brother, Chris, Retro Sarge. You'll see him in the chat sometimes. I had talked him into going on this first cruise. So it was all of our first cruises together. And kind of to convince him to go, we had to go out of Mobile, Alabama, which is not a short drive for us. So Jenny and I drove across. We drove west from Charlotte to Birmingham, where they live. Stayed the night. We got up the next day and we went down to Mobile, stayed the night in Mobile, and then we got on the Carnival Fantasy. To me, it was like magic, right? So when I walked into the Carnival Fantasy, it's an older, smaller Carnival ship, but you walk right into the atrium, which is like 3 stories high, and it's lavishly decorated. And it was that cruise life. You know, we went through the stress of the first day, but we went in there, went to the buffet, found a Guy's Burger, figured out the muster drill, and started exploring the ship. And it was a great ship because it was a small ship, easy to explore. But man, I was excited because it had everything I wanted. It had, food places, and it had a casino, and the rooms were cool. And what was wild on that cruise ship, though, is we went through the muster drill. And the first muster drill was great. It was in the theater. I thought that was kind of cool. I thought that was the way muster drills were. Trust me, there's some more challenging muster drills. And what was wild is we were supposed to leave at 4 o'clock. Well, by 6 o'clock, the cruise ship had not left Mobile, and they came on with an announcement that said that the ship was broke. So my very first experience, the ship was broke. I was already having a great time, and when they made that announcement, we were sitting on the Serenity deck, which is the adults only area, and we just looked at each other like, "What the heck?" Ship was broke. They made us an offer. You can stay on the ship. They're going to cruise to nowhere, which means go out into international waters, or we could get off the ship. And, we had a little bit of a conversation like, look, we already made this trip. Let's stay on the ship. And we stayed on the ship. We ended up going to Key West, but so many fond memories of that first cruise. It was kind of a busted, not very good deal if you think about it, from not getting to go to Cozumel and the ship not working and all that stuff. But had a blast with my brother and with Jenny and my sister-in-law Heidi, and yeah, the rest is history. I got bitten by the bug. I was addicted to that cruise life. To the cruise life. Yeah, that's a good point. Para DJ has been on most of the Carnival ships, so if you want to go see what's up with the Pride, go check that out. Let's see. I'm looking for questions. Hey, if you guys are in here and you're creators, let's go ahead and give a shout out to the creators. If you want to throw your information in the chat, make a little elevator pitch to get people to subscribe, I'd be for that. Show some love to the creators tonight. AJ, are you planning on cruising out of Southern California in the future? We were scheduled to go on the Carnival Panorama in March, and we just had our group cruise on the Vista, and I saw everybody's stuff coming out on the Panorama, and it looked very similar. So we were looking forward to going out of Southern California, cruising on the Mexican Riviera, and we do want to do that at some time. I just don't know that I wanted to do it on the Panorama. And so, fortunately, we hadn't paid that thing off yet, and we were looking at travel plans, and we realized that since we were moving to Florida, if we wanted to just jump on a ship out of Florida, we could save a lot of coin and make California special, go on a different kind of ship. So, yes, the long answer to the short question, or the short answer to the short question, was yes, we'd like to cruise out of Southern California. Just not sure when it's going to happen. And then the other cool adventure we were going to have this year is we were going to cruise out of New York City and go up into Canada. And then, of course, the Mardi Gras got canceled. And so we've lost out on that opportunity. So we're looking for something new and cool to do since those two opportunities went away. So who knows? Is Blue Iguana similar to Chipotle? Very similar to Chipotle. They have several things. So in the morning, they have a breakfast burrito that you can get with either chicken, sausage, or ham and eggs. And then they have like fixins that they can put in there, guacamole, all that kind of stuff, sauteed onions. They also have huevo rancheros. I don't know. Chicken eggs. I don't know what it is. But they have I don't know why I can't say that right now, but they have huevo rancheros. Is that right? Anyways, they have that, and then they have this thing called an arepe, which is good. Like, it's a sweet corn fritter with cheese on it. That's breakfast, and then at lunch they have chicken tacos, and they also have taco salad, and then they have burritos that you can get with shrimp, steak, or chicken. It's very similar to Chipotle. Huevo rancheros, is that right? Okay. Let's see. Never been on a cruise before. Is cruising a good way to go on vacation? Cornelia Brown, the reason I like it, there's, I guess, a few major reasons. I like going on a cruise because I can see a foreign country and it not be that stressful. If you're not used to travel like me, you can go somewhere, get super familiar with the cruise ship, where you're going to eat, where you're going to sleep, where you're going to go to the bathroom. And then you can go to a foreign country, and for only a few hours, you have to figure out how to be in the foreign country. And then when that gets super stressful, you can just return to the ship, which is super familiar. I like that. I like the fact that a lot of it is all-inclusive, so you can get your cabin, you can get your food, you can get some basic drinks, you can get a ton of entertainment, a lot of fun stuff to do, all for one price. And the other cool thing is you can pay for your cruise over time. So if you like to budget some each month for your vacation, you can book a cruise 2 years out in advance, sometimes paying as low as a $50 deposit, and then pay that off over time. So there's several reasons I really like cruising. You find it probably the biggest one, if you cruise with a group of people that can never decide what they like to do the best. Cruising is great because there's so many different things to do that everybody doesn't have to do the same thing. So, what we do when we cruise with a group is we always try to make sure we meet up for dinner, meet up for basically dinner, and then the rest of the day we do what we want. And so we'll find a couple people that like to do one thing, a couple people like to do the other thing, and nobody gets mad because everybody's going to come back together. So those are just some short answers. I did do a video, why I like cruising the best. I can't pull it up right now, but yeah, so that's one of my favorite. Those are a few of my favorite. If I could cruise anywhere in the world, Donna Thurm says, if I could cruise anywhere in the world, where would I go? Right now, I think if I had a free cruise that I could do tomorrow, I would do a Mediterranean cruise. I've never been in the Mediterranean. I would love to go to, Rome, Greece, Spain. I don't know if Israel is part of that. I mean, it does seem like it's the corner of the Mediterranean. But I would love to go to that area of the world and to knock around for a little bit. Let's see. Lure of the Seas out of Galveston 2020. Any chance you and Jenny could go to? That would be nice traveling Gilberts. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're looking at for 2020. Thank you for thinking of us, though. Yeah, so somebody... the Encore, $50. It is wave season. That is the discount season for cruising. Usually the first 3 months of the year, January, February, March... there are going to be all kinds of specials, deposit specials, cruise specials. Be on the lookout for that. Yeah, it's very nice. Jennifer McCartney, I love to say it's cruise day. I love to hear Jenny say it's cruise day. Nothing better than a cruise day. 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese. Yeah, Royal Caribbean goes out of Baltimore up to Canada. That's a good point, Kyler. I got to do it. Let's see. Cruise balcony TV WDW owner. So when you move to Florida, will you take a Disney cruise with the Florida resident discount? How much of a discount do you get? I mean, at some point we got to get on. We got to get on there. David Smith, I would never throw Jamie in the pool, no matter what the cost. I can't be bought to betray a friend. There you go, Plump Travelers, $389 for 7 days. That's pretty cheap. Where's it going out of? You still got to fly over there. Oh, Robert Rayburn, I see you say Allure. I bet you're talking about Galveston. That would be awesome. Pickles, onions on a sesame. I had a Big Mac yesterday. I'm not afraid to admit it. I get all this advertising gets me. 2 for $5. Okay, I'll do that. Big Mac. What do you guys prefer, Big Mac or Whopper? Living on 6 wheels, moving Wednesday, the 15th. I hope. Got to pack it all up. But we got trucks and movers and all that. It's all in motion. It's in motion. Gonna happen. Yes, Cornelia, we do group cruises. Is it hard for somebody to cruise who has a physical disability? Do you use a scooter or wheelchair, walker? All of those things I've seen on a cruise ship before. We went with my mother-in-law. She used the scooter for most of the cruise. Normally it's not bad. They have rooms that are specifically larger for people with disabilities. So it really just depends. But no, for the most part, it's very doable. Yeah, I worked at I see Whopper down in the comments. My first job, my first kind of high school job, I worked for Burger King for 5 or 6 years. I became a manager or something like that. I do like Whopper the best out of those two. Let me put the link for group cruises. www.lidoloca.com/group cruise. Yeah, so here's the group cruise link. If you want information on the cruise that we're going on, that'll have them listed there. And my wife, Jenny, Jenny, you guys know Jenny, right? Her email address is in there. That's the easiest way to get further information on the group cruise. Below knee amputee, so use a scooter. Yeah, scooter works perfectly fine. The only challenge if you go, being new to cruising, some of the ports that you go to, you'll want to check out your cruise and get an itinerary that doesn't have a tender port. And so some of these islands don't have a dock big enough for the cruise ship, and they have to put you on a smaller boat to get you over to the island. You can't just go off of the cruise ship. I don't believe they allow scooters or wheelchairs on those tender boats. I could be wrong, but I do believe that that's what I've heard, that you can't put a scooter on the tender boat. You can't put a wheelchair. So when you're booking your cruise, talk to somebody. Of course, I recommend talking to a travel agent. My wife Jenny is a travel agent, and so but it is sincere. Travel agent can help you pick out ports that aren't tender ports, that kind of thing. Bacon double cheese, mayonnaise, pickle. That was my favorite bacon double cheese. I know, Joe. I'm ready to cruise with you guys again. October 2020. Yeah, so Michael, Jenny's first job was at Hardee's down in Florida, and at least once a week we have a debate over who has the best biscuits, Burger King or Hardee's. We both made biscuits in the morning. I firmly contend that Burger King's biscuits are better. What is my favorite cruise line and why? My favorite cruise line is the next one that I'm going on. I know that's a wishy-washy answer, but I've been on 5 different cruise lines, and I haven't disliked any of them. If somebody was going to give me a free cruise tomorrow of the 5 cruise lines that I've been on, I would say give me a free ticket to any of the Oasis class cruise ships on Royal Caribbean, because so far those have been my favorite cruise ships. I was on the Oasis of the Seas, but that's more about the ship. And so if another line had a ship similar to that, I would go on that for free. So cruise line, that's so much of a personal preference. You have to figure out what your personality is and what the personality of the cruise line is. I'm a go with the flow kind of guy, and so again, I've had a great time on all my cruises for the most part. Ooh, it's not a pick. I'm scratching my nose. Of course, Ian, Jenny is a travel agent. She's talked to your Australian self. Don't be silly, sir. TCU Pepito, we will see you in October. You're welcome, Cornelia Brown. Anything we can do to help. Ron P, north of Florida. We're living north of Florida in Florida. North of Tampa in Florida. A town called Spring Hill. Hardee's is Southern California's Carl's Jr. Yes, they are owned together. I don't know who owns who. That's absolutely true. Yeah, I'm looking. So Patty Duryea does not like any line yet either. Did dislike the NCL Epic. We're going on the NCL Breakaway in March. I'm looking forward for that. I haven't worked, David. I haven't worked at Burger King since I feel like it's early 2000s. I was doing a little side hustle at Burger King. They flame broiled then. I can't imagine them changing it. Those flame broilers are all over the place. So. Water boat, we're not going on the Panorama anymore, so no worries. No worries, sir. You did not miss us. Or if water boat, if it's a female. I don't know. Go with the flow. Flow rider. I haven't been on a flow rider yet. I need to go on the flow rider. Sarcasm. It's my middle name. I haven't been on the Sunshine, Julie P, but I do like... Doesn't the Sunshine have a cold pool on the Serenity for adults? I do like that. How did Jenny start as a travel agent? How long has she been doing it? I'm thinking of becoming one. I feel like her official start date, and to be perfectly honest, we're both travel agents, but I did it more for the perks. I pay the money for the perks. So January the 1st, 2018... we partnered with a physical location down in Tampa, Expedia Cruise Ship Centers, and so that means she's been at it for 2 years, and it's been a lot of work and a lot of hustle, but she's kicking booty. I booked one cruise, and I feel like I know she's booked multiple hundreds. She might have booked 1,000 cruises by now, so she's good. She is good. You have a duck to send me, P.O. Box address. Gosh, Plump Travelers, I don't know it off the top of my head because it's the new one. I can see if I can find it real quick. Everybody talk amongst themselves. Hold on. Maybe. I got to have this stuff handy if I'm going to be doing live streaming. I can't pull it up right now. Send me a message and I'll send it to you. Send me a message, I'll send it to you. I've lost the chat again. What's up, Diane Schultz? I just looked down, I saw it. Jackie, this is my first cup of coffee today. Can you see it? That's a little iced coffee. I don't want to pour it on my monitor. But yeah, first coffee of today. Let's see. Never got in it though. Does Jenny use a hosting service? I'm not sure what that means, but she works for Expedia Cruise Ship Centers. Well, thank you, Emily. I don't know. I wasn't trying to be funny. That's always the challenge when you're not trying to be funny. You're funny. Let's see. Ali D. On Royal Caribbean 17 years ago, going on the Carnival Horizon in March. Carnival is the party line, and we won't like it. I think they're jealous. Here's the way I describe so I did a comparison of Carnival and Princess. Carnival is a high energy party line, 100%. The cruise director hypes the party the whole time, but there are a lot of places you can go on a Carnival ship if you don't want to be in the middle of the party. So to me, Carnival's a party cruise line. I have a great time on there. But other cruise lines are the opposite to me. There's parties that you can find, but most of the time you're in the chill zone. And so if you want to leave the chill zone, you have to go find the party. That was the case on Princess. But then on Carnival, it was the party zone and you had to go find the chill. Just two sides of the same coin, in my opinion. But I like the energy of the Carnival ship. It's a good time. How much is the beer on Celebrity? I didn't buy a beer. I don't know. I'd have to look. I'm sure. I feel like most of these beers on the cruise ships are anywhere between $8 and $10. It's not cheap. Any updates on shirts for 2020? We haven't made them yet. If you're part of the group cruise, we're going to send you a t-shirt. So no need to buy one. We usually make them and give them out. Thank you, Marlene. I knew it was in one of my videos. I should have pulled that up. Yeah, if you're looking for it, that's the address, and address it to Lido Loca, LALIDO LOCA. You're awesome, Marlene. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's right, Joe's getting into the travel agent business. Do you like that larger or smaller ships, or do they have their own pros and cons? I think you hit it. They do have their own pros and cons. You get more amenities on the larger ship. Oasis of the Seas had a Broadway musical that had its own cast. That's all they did. They didn't do any double duty. They had a aquatic high diving show that actually had Olympic divers in the cast. That was all they did. They didn't have to do double duty. They had an ice skating show with Olympic ice skaters. They had a whole cast for that. They didn't have to do anything else. You get stuff like that on a larger ship. Now, on a smaller ship, you might have one set of performers that do all the shows, and it's very limited in what some of the shows are. But the cool thing about the smaller ship is you can get from the front to the back of it without hardly any effort. It's easy to find your way around. So it really just depends what you're into. Like, I really enjoyed the entertainment on Royal, and for me, I don't like to feel closed in. I'm a little claustrophobic, and so I like the open layout of a bigger ship, but when we went on the Sunrise, I tell you what, that ship was almost perfect in size. It was easy to get to the front to the back. The entertainment was good, but yeah, you're just gonna have to figure out what you like for yourself. You have to try more than one. Again, if I'm getting a ship for free, I'm going on an Oasis class ship just because I love that entertainment and that open vibe. So, but that's my personality. So you got to figure out what works best for you. Jennifer McCartney. I don't know the tonnage of the Victory right off the top of my head, but throw that thing in Google and it'll pop up. Wikipedia, it'll usually be right on the page. You might not have to click into anything. That's right. Hit that thumbs up. Get in before the haters. The cool thing, thumbs up or thumbs down, it's a signal, right? Like, this is some key language. I'll teach you a little bit about YouTube, right? You're trying to signal the algorithm. So interaction signals the algorithm. So anything that you can do to get signaling to the algorithm to tease the robots, it's a good thing. So like in the video at the beginning where I'm saying, hey, if you're new and you like cruising content, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. I'm trying to get you to subscribe and to turn the bell on so that when the video comes out, you will signal to the robots that you like it. Same thing for thumbs up. And then the cool thing is thumbs down, hate comments, all that stuff helps signal the algorithm, helps signal the robots to show the video to more people. So it's all good. It's annoying when people give you thumbs down because I feel like I'm a pretty nice guy and I don't know why I would have anybody that doesn't like me. But in a crowd this size, not everybody's going to like you and you just have to deal with it. But at the same time, the silver lining is the hate actually helps propel the videos. So to all the haters, thank you so much. Thank you so much. What is up, Sherry Awesome Sunset Travels? How are you? Let's see, going on the Celebrity Edge in March, where's the best place to stay the night before? Where's it going out of? John Wah. I'd hate to give you a hotel in California if it's going out of Florida. Let's see. We got a status match with MSC. This is, it's Ian. The Uber Cruisers. With MSC, do they provide free laundry for Black Diamond passengers? Gosh, I don't know. I don't know if they do laundry over there. I feel like laundry is a Princess and a Carnival thing. Have to look on the MSC side. I don't know off the top of my head, Ian. Sorry, sir. Yeah, okay, TCU Papito subscribed and notifications on, did not get an alert for this video. Go back to your notification bell and make sure that it says alert me for everything. They've got weird, that notification bell has a couple settings where it's like sometimes notify me. Just make sure you hit all of it. That's right, David Neal. Shake it off. Shake it off. Woohoo. And let's see. Thank you to the haters. That's right. Fort Lauderdale. We stayed at the... what is the name of the place? I love the hotel that we stayed at. I feel like it's the Hyatt. No, it's not the Hyatt. Man, we stayed at a couple places in Fort Lauderdale, John Wah. No, I can't remember the name of it. I feel like it's the Radisson. Here, I'll text Jenny. Hold on. I'll call Jenny. Let's see if she's on the phone. That's a great question because I want to tell you this hotel. It's very cool. Come on, pick up Jenny. Oh, she's on the phone. I can hear her talking to somebody. I'll try her again in a second. Do I have any plans to check out Virgin Voyages? David Neal, now that I'm going to be in Florida, I really do feel like I do want to go on Virgin Voyages. We were going to wait until a few people went on it, but I'm so tempted to see if I can get on one of the early sailings. Stay tuned. I don't know. Sarah A., I'll try to say your name. Armendariz. Sarah Armendariz. How many people are booked on the October group cruise? We've booked over 100 cabins, maybe 150 cabins. Sharon's booked a bunch of cabins, maybe close to 400 people. We have a lot of that ship locked down. It's going to be a ton. I'm looking forward. Was it the Marriott, Joe? This is the place right on the pier. I really liked this place. I mean, it was really close to it was right near the bridge. I liked it. Plum Trout, oh, thank you. Pirate Tom, hate missing your live streams. Well, I'm glad you're here on this one. Thank you so much. Plum Travelers, love the live stream. Yeah, Joe, that's what I'm thinking of, where I was behind the hotel. Now that let's look in my mind's eye. Looking from that, where I almost fell in the water back to the building. I do feel like it's the Marriott, but I'll make sure. Ian, why are you not into Virgin Voyages? Don't you think it'll be fun? No buffet, no gratuities, free internet. You're from Australia. You don't care about the gratuities. But anyways. Oh, thank you, Sarah. I didn't want to butcher your name. Yeah, the Mega Suite 29,000. I'm not going to be getting in on that. But that suite is kind of cool, David. I know. I like a 7-day cruise better. That's why I'm more excited to do it if I'm in Florida because it's close. Is the pizza different in the Italian restaurant and the pizza stand? What cruise line, David? I didn't see pizza at Cucina del Capitano on Carnival. I didn't see it on the regular menu like when you went for dinner. Some of the Carnival ships, they actually call their pizza joint Pizza del Capitano. You looked at my mind's eye and it was scary. That's true. What's up, Beck? Don't worry about being late. Oh yeah, you missed the W. I don't know where the WCU coffee cup is. Look, I haven't been showing the logo, but this is a Starbucks. I'm actually drinking some store bought iced coffee called Stork, Stork, with a little cream in it. It's pretty good. Jan Booth, I'm gonna do the wellness videos. I have not felt like weighing. I've not felt like walking. I've just felt like eating and getting fatter. And that's what I've been doing. I know it's not right. I know it's not helpful to anybody. But when I was in the VW place today, I did do an outline of a video series I want to do for the wellness. So I'm going to weigh. I'm really got a lot going with this move and stuff like that. But I got to get back to it because I can't end up being 400 pounds. I weighed Monday and I weighed 358. How about that? I got all the way down to 330 and now I'm at 358. And I feel horrible. Like my feet hurt. I know you didn't come here for weight loss, but I'm not doing well from a physical perspective. I got to get back on it. Definitely more walking videos after I move. Oh, Karen with a Y is late. Well, give me a hard time on Tuesday and then you show up late on Friday. Yeah, David, there's no R in it, though. STOK. So maybe the stork dropped off the R at somebody's house. Linda Lou, I don't think Starbucks is on Carnival ships. The one Starbucks at sea I've had for sure was, well, I have a caveat to that. But I went to a Starbucks on the Oasis of the Seas. They had a Starbucks shop where I could actually use my Starbucks app. And but with the new Pepsi deal with Carnival, they will have like the bottled Starbucks. I don't know if it's going to be straight up like Frappuccino bottles, but I think they're going to have the espresso shot, some prepackaged Starbucks. Yeah, David, I'll have to check. Maybe it is something new, but when I went on Cucino on the Vista, they didn't have pizza on the menu, I don't think. Have you ever heard about the Royal Up program with Royal Caribbean? Pirate Tom, it sounds familiar, but off the top of my head, I'm not sure what that is. Plum Traveler's wife and I started going to our local gym Monday morning. Keep up your videos. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the cool thing where we're moving in Florida, I don't know if I mentioned this or where I mentioned it, but the first day we were in that house, we had no food. And where we live here in Charlotte, it's hard to get to anything. I'm a fast food connoisseur. I own it. I love a lot of fast food. I grew up in fast food. And so every once in a while, I want a bean burrito from Taco Bell. And it takes like 40 minutes to drive 3 miles to get a bean burrito here in Charlotte from Taco Bell. Well, the cool thing at our place in Florida is there's one really close. And so the first day we moved there, I went to Taco Bell, and then like the skies opened up and the angels sang. And as I was driving around that building, going to order my bean burrito, I noticed that there was a Planet Fitness right behind the Taco Bell, close enough to walk. I've walked further in Charlotte to get a cup of coffee than how far this Planet Fitness is from where I live. So once we get down there, we're going to join Planet Fitness so that I can be better about getting some exercise. Yes, David Smith, there's tons to do to lose weight. We could, Ian. Are you ready to lose some weight? Yes, thank you. I do like walking. It's one of my favorite exercises, and it gives me some time to think and some time to pontificate if you guys like to listen to that. So we'll be getting there. Trevor Bagakler, welcome to the house. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, David Neal, thank you so much for the super chat. Inspired you and the wife to exercise. Thank you. Yeah, I got to get back on it. I'm being a poor example these days. Look, my face is getting all... I'm going to have to grow my beard back out just so I don't look like a big dude. I'm always going to look like a big dude. Oh, let's see if Jenny's off the phone. Hold on. I feel like I hear noise in there. Maybe. Oh, that's what that is, Tom. Yeah. I like the bidding for an upgrade because I would bid like $5. And worst you can do is try. Uber Cruiser has to lose 35 kegs. Is that like drinking beer? No. Kilograms. I know what you mean.
Hi, you've reached Jenny. Leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Jenny, answer the phone. Get off the phone. Answer the phone. I got a question. All right. Sorry. Let's just say it's the Marriott. I do believe it's. I believe Joe's right. It's the Marriott. Oh, that's good. Plum Travelers is down a bit. All right. Well, that is a little bit of news and some talking with the fam. I hope that was fun. Do you guys like this kind of deal? I could do some more of it. I do like making the daily video, so it's going to be interesting to see if this video that is titled in a way that the robots should respond to. Let's see if it does as well as a live video. It could turn people off, right? Though, so like people will pull up and see that this thing's an hour long. The actual like news content is about 6 minutes long. So who knows if people will watch this video the same way they would a 6-minute video. But this is what I do. In addition to talking about cruising, I try to dissect the robots at YouTube, and I enjoy it. And so that's a little behind the scenes there. Pirate Tom, thank you so much for the super sticker. Gold. That's a pair with a goal. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I mean, I'm up for 5 more minutes, so let's see what's going on. Yeah, everybody's, I mean, it's a, you know, it's an interesting. Oh wait, hold on. Jenny's messaging me. She's on the phone with Carnival. She's almost done. Let's wait. All right. Will call me. I'm gonna tell her to call me. Call me when you can. Call me on the phone. Let me call you sweetheart. I'm in love with you. Call me when you are done. All right, we're gonna wait for Jenny. How do I find about the February cruise in 2021? Hey, I'll put it up here again. www.lidoloca.com/group cruise. Check that out. That'll give you all the information about the cruise. It'll give you Jenny's email address. Oh, Ellen, thank you so much. Do you guys know about the podcast? We had a really great podcast this last week. Our most popular video, 10 mistakes first-time cruisers make, 1.1 million views, and we made it back in 2018, and we wondered, is the advice still relevant? And so on the podcast this week, we went back and dissected that video. I felt like it was an interesting conversation. You can get that in video form and in audio form. Let me give you the link. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs over there, so we can get the robots loving that. Hold on a second. Hold up. Wait a minute. Put a little love in it. Oh, hold on. Here's Jenny. Hello? You're on speaker. Don't swear much. You're on the speaker with the locafam. Don't swear much. Hey.
Well, hello, locafam.
What was the name of the hotel that we stayed at in Fort Lauderdale? The one that was right on the pier. We think it's the Marriott.
It is the Marina. It's the Hilton Marina.
Hilton. We were wrong. My mind's eye failed me. All right. Yes, Hilton Marina. So that's where you want to stay. That's a great place. It can be a little pricey. We got a great deal on it, but they had parking there, and it was awesome.
Hey, so are you live so you don't have to be packing?
Am I live so I don't have to be packing? How dare you?
I think that might be true.
All right, Jenny. Well, we'll talk to you later. Love you.
Right, well,
bye.
Love you.
What is she talking about on there? Holy moly. Trying to get some work done here. Spending some time with the fam. So that link there is to the podcast channel. I would love it if you guys could help us get to 1,000 subscribers. Look, you can be in on the ground level. Here at Lido Loca on the main channel, we are well over 40,000 subscribers, and so very few people can say they were in on the ground floor. Do you like this sales pitch here? So get in on the ground floor at the podcast channel. Not only can you hear Jenny and I talk to each other, but you can see us look at each other, which I think is kind of fun. So there you go. Let's see. Can you believe she's saying I should be packing? Psh, psh. We got days. I don't need... Look, if the truck's coming on Wednesday, I figured Tuesday afternoon I should start packing. That's what I think. I did see a question up here. Is that my Danielle? Is that who we're talking? Oh, not that Danielle. Okay, Danielle, you're not my Danielle. I have a daughter named Danielle, but hello to you, Danielle. I was wondering if that was my Danielle. Let's see. That's right, Joe Flanagan. How dare Jenny. Busted. That's right. Amway would be, look, I did Amway. Did everybody do Amway when you were like 20 and some slick dude came up? There might be Amway people, no offense, but, you know, I went through all of that. I bought the tapes. It's crazy. It's crazy. David Smith, that is my packing philosophy. Everything's just getting... So the cool thing is we live in a small apartment. We lived in a decent-sized house in Nashville. We downsized to a small apartment, so we put everything in boxes. We've been paying for a storage room, a 10 by 10, for 2 years. We've lived here 6 years. We had a garage at our first apartment here that we paid $100 a month for to keep boxes that we didn't take anything out of. Then we moved them over into a storage room, a 10 by 10, which we pay $100 a month for, that we never get anything out of the boxes. And so, but now we're moving back to this house that has a garage. So the goal is to get all of that stuff and to put it in that garage. And in the first like 3 months, get rid of all that stuff. Garage sales, all that stuff. We're finally doing that. But yeah, so we don't have a ton of stuff in this apartment, which is awesome. But we're probably just going to throw stuff in boxes and take it to Florida and go through it. Take it and go through it. Hello. That's to Danielle. Oh, I thought somebody else was calling. Do I own any stock in any of the cruise companies? Free cash for... No, I don't. So I do like the stock perk. I can't remember how many shares. Is it 100 shares? Aaron, do you do that? I believe it's 100 shares on most of the lines, and you get a sweet bit of OBC onboard credit, I think. Do MSC have passengers' laundries? Ian, why do you keep asking me questions I don't know the answer to? I'm not a crew. Okay, I do know a lot, but I don't remember. I don't want to say yes or no. I don't want to say yes or no, Ian. I'm gonna say maybe. How about that? Oh my goodness, Pirate Tom, that's horrible. Yeah, so I've been following along with that. Big earthquake on Monday in Puerto Rico, 6.4 on Tuesday. They're saying that the aftershocks are coming, and Pirate Tom just said that they're reporting another one. That's rough, man. Ellen, Jenny picked that hotel, I'm pretty sure. There it is, 100 shares. I wasn't too far off on that. That's right, Marlene. You just summed up Amway in one thing. You got to buy from yourself. Sure, it's more than Walmart, but you buy all that stuff and you get money back, makes it cheaper. Wasn't that the line? I think so. I know, Miranda. I know a lot of it, but I don't know all. I've actually had this conversation with Jenny. Like, I could commit a lot of that stuff to memory. Now, this is what I believe when it comes to knowledge. I believe that we live in an age, this is going to sound soapboxy, I believe that we live in an age that there are so many things that you can access like that in a moment's notice that I don't want to waste any of my brain cycles. I don't want to waste any of my capacity with information that I don't absolutely have to remember. So I think it's great to know a lot of this stuff so that I can talk about it. But for the most part, if it's something that I can look up in an instant, I will not commit it to memory because I believe that I can use those brain cycles for more creative, more functional things. I know that's kind of heady, but I do believe that if you're looking for benefits of technology, one of the benefits is not having to overload your brain with information that you can immediately look up. That's just weird, Tony, but that's the way I look at it. Yeah, Puerto Rico's been through a lot, man. Political turmoil, hurricane. Now it's rough. That's one of my favorite ports. I really love San Juan. What's up, Blaine? Hey. How about that? I'll give you a third hey. Hey. All right, guys. Well, I don't want to keep you longer than an hour. Plus, I'm interested to see if people will click on this video with a very searchable title and clickable thumb, even with the hour runtime. Some people look at these runtimes like an hour. I had somebody looking at 20 minutes the other day going, I'm not going to watch that. It's too long, 20 minutes. The content can't be that good. So, again, we're trying to find the sweet spot here. But I do like this live video. I've had a good time hanging with you guys, talking with you guys. I hope you guys are having a great Friday. So I'm going to shut it down. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope you have a good weekend. And let me wrap it up by saying again, way to go, Leo DiCaprio, doing what Rose wouldn't have done. saving somebody out at sea. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Hey, make sure you check what would be a good video to recommend. I've been getting good at recommending other videos. What's a good video to recommend on the tale of Leo saving? Oh, here we go. How about this? All right, guys. I mean, I hope you've enjoyed thinking about Titanic. And look, if you want to play Titanic on a cruise ship, I made a cool video. I don't know which side I need to be on. I made a cool video about how you can actually reenact some of Titanic on a cruise ship. Make sure you check that out. This is Tony for Lido Loca. And until the next time, I got to get to the screen where I can shut this off. Man, I've messed it up. I think I should do the whole thing again. Now it's not going to play. Hold on. I got to come up with a better plan. Okay, now I'm where I can stop the stream. Let's do it all again. You guys are watching me, fix the plane while it's flying. Here we go. Let me position myself over here. All right, thanks everybody for stopping by for a little Lido Loca live news. Hey, way to go, Leo. Way for saving that guy stuck in the ocean. Look, if you want to know how you can recreate some of your favorite Titanic scenes on a cruise ship, I did make this video right here. Make sure you check that out. Thanks so much for stopping by. Please like and subscribe. This is Tony with Lido Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.